In this video, we are going to talk about how to calculate MLE of a distribution with truncated or censored data. We'll also understand the meaning of a truncated or censored data. So we'll understand all of this with the help of an example. So let's move on to that example. Suppose that lifetime of bulbs is exponentially distributed with mean theta. In order to estimate theta, that is a parameter unknown, n bulbs are switched on at the same time. After t hours, n minus m bulbs are found to be functional. Now, to understand this fully, let's say you are in a particular room with a total of n bulbs. Now, you switch them on at the same time, and let's say you are supposed to stay in this particular room for a total of t hours. Now you observe that in this particular time period, now let's say that in this particular t hours, during this particular duration, you could only observe the full lifetime of only m bulbs. You weren't able to observe the full lifetime of n minus m bulbs. You can only say that their lifetime is greater than the time t, but you cannot say the full lifetime of the n minus m. The only information that is known to you is the full information of m bulbs and the partial information of n minus m bulbs, that their lifetime is greater than t. So that means that there is a loss of information, there is partial information available, and that is why this is called truncated or censored data. Now you can also see that the information loss is towards the right hand side, that is after the time t. So we know that this is the right censored data. Now let's move back to our example. So in this case, the lifetime of bulbs is exponentially distributed with mean theta. That means if x is the lifetime of bulbs, then we know that x follows exponential with parameter as 1 by theta, since our mean of x is given as theta. Now in order to estimate theta, n bulbs are switched on at the same time. So we know that the total sample is n. Now after t hours, n minus m bulbs are found to be functioning. That is, full information is known about m bulbs, which is greater than 0, and our random sample is denoted by x1, x2 till xm. Then we have to find the MLE of theta, that is our unknown parameter. So to find the MLE of theta, let's first write the likelihood function. So the likelihood function in this case is given by capital L, which is also equal to L of theta, since theta is the unknown parameter that we have to estimate. Now this is equals to fx of xi, and multiplication I is equals to 1 till, what will this number be? So what will the upper range be? Usually it's n, since our random sample goes from x1, x2 till xn, and we have the full information about the sample. But in this case, we only have the partial information. We have the full information about x1, x2 till xn random sample. That means that our I is equals to 1 till m for f of xi, and since we have the partial information about the rest of the n minus m bulbs, we have multiplication I is equals to m till n, probability x greater than t. The partial information that is known to us is basically that the lifetime of the bulbs is greater than t. So we have a likelihood function to be the multiplication of the joint PDFs of the m bulbs and the multiplication of the n minus m bulbs for which the lifetime is greater than t. Now first let's see what is f of x of xi in this case, which is equals to 1 by theta e to the power minus xi by theta, where xi is greater than 0, since that is the range for the exponential distribution. Let's also calculate probability x greater than t. So probability x greater than t is given by integrating t till infinity 1 by theta e to the power minus x by theta dx. Now this is equals to 1 by theta is the constant, so we take that out. integrating e to the power minus x by theta gives us minus theta into e to the power minus x by theta, and we have our range as t till infinity. So we get the answer as minus of e to the power minus infinity is 0. So we have minus of e to the power minus t by theta. So this is equals to e to the power minus t by theta. Probability x greater than t. Let's move on to calculate our likelihood function. So our likelihood function is given by L is equals to multiplication of the joint PDFs of x1 x2 till xm 1 by theta e to the power minus x1 by theta into 1 by theta e to the power minus x2 by theta till 1 by theta into e to the power minus xm by theta, and then multiplying p probability x greater than t for I is equals to m till n. So we get e to the power minus t by theta till e to the power minus t by theta. This is n minus m times. Now this can also be written as 1 by theta raised to the power m, since we are multiplying it over here m times. Now e to the power minus summation of xi by theta, and our I goes from 1 till m, and then we have e to the power minus t into n minus m by theta. So our L can also be written as 1 by theta raised to the power m exponential minus summation of xi, where I goes from 1 till m by theta, plus, and we have this particular bracket since we have the minus sign common, plus t into n minus m by theta. Now let's take a log of this particular equation. So log of L is given by minus m log theta minus summation of xi, where I is equals to 1 till m upon theta minus t into n minus m by theta. Now let's take the first derivative of log of L upon with respect to theta. So we get minus m by theta plus summation xi, where I goes from 1 till m upon theta square plus t into n minus m by theta square. Now equating this particular equation, that is del log L by del theta equal to 0, we get summation of xi by theta square plus t into n minus m by theta square is equals to m by theta. Now this implies that this is equals to summation of xi by theta plus t into n minus m by theta is equals to m. So this implies that our theta hat is given by summation of xi by m, where our I goes from 1 till m, and then plus t n minus m upon m. So this is our theta hat. Let's also calculate the second derivative with respect to theta. So our del log L by del theta is equals to minus m by theta plus summation of xi by theta square plus t into n minus m by theta square. So the second derivative is given by del square log L by del theta square, which is equals to m by theta square minus 2 summation of xi by theta cube minus t n minus m into 2 upon theta cube. Now our del square log L by del theta square is less than 0 for our value of theta hat, which is equals to summation of xi, where I is equals to 1 till m upon m plus t into n minus m upon m. So this is, since this equation is satisfied, that means our L is maximized at this particular theta hat. So we get our MLE of theta as this particular equation. Hence this is our answer. So with this we come to the end of our video. Thank you.